I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Paul Beresford-Hill, Permanent Observer of the Sovereign Order of Malta to the United Nations.
Mr. President, at the outset, please allow me to thank the Presidency of Sierra Leone for convening this timely meeting on conflict-related food insecurity, and to express our gratitude to the briefers for their invaluable insights and their continued dedication to this urgent global challenge. We must all agree that the right to food is not a privilege. It is a cornerstone of human dignity and a precondition for peace. When hunger spreads, it destabilizes societies, fuels conflict, and adversely impacts the Sustainable Development Goals. Conflict remains the single greatest driver of acute food insecurity worldwide. Nearly 140 million people are now living under conditions of conflict-induced hunger, a staggering figure that represents not only a failure of policy, but a profound assault on human dignity. To put this number into context, it is equal to the total world population in the early days of the Roman Empire. The Sovereign Order of Malta joins others in this chamber in reaffirming that the deliberate obstruction of humanitarian assistance, the destruction of agricultural systems, and the denial of access to essential goods are violations of international humanitarian law. Such acts contravene not only the letter of that law, but the moral order that it was built to protect. The global picture remains dire. The overlap between armed conflict, climate shocks, and economic fragility has pushed millions to the edge of survival. Every destroyed field, every blocked road, every looted grain store represents not only an immediate tragedy, but a long-term impediment to peace. Food insecurity feeds instability. Hunger erodes hope, and despair fuels violence. Breaking this vicious circle requires political will, accountability, and unwavering adherence to international humanitarian law. Mr. President, we add our voice to the voices of others who continue to draw the world's attention to the need for greater multilateral cooperation. We applaud the precision with which the head of OCHA has focused on the problems of Darfur and the tragedy befallen the city of El Fashir and the totally avoidable famine in Sudan. Starvation should never be used as a weapon. Hunger is not an inevitable consequence of war. It is a preventable injustice. To prevent starvation is to affirm life. To protect food systems is to protect peace. In closing, let us be united in this resolve to ensure that access to food never again becomes a casualty of conflict. In this spirit, we recall the words of Pope Leo at the FAO in Rome on World Food Day. He reminded us, quote, "Hunger is not humanity's destiny, but hunger is humanity's downfall. The international community cannot look the other way," unquote. The Sovereign Order of Malta, as a neutral and non-partisan international actor, further stresses that the international community should not be complicit in fueling regional conflict. We must confront the moral and political roots of conflict-related food insecurity and act with the urgency that human dignity demands. Thank you, Mr. President.